So students, I'm sorry for the interruption. Initially, I have mentioned that there is a problem of internet here. That's why I was disconnected automatically. Okay, now we can start again. Here, U integration of V, this is our U, and the integration of V, that means this is our V. Students, can you see the board and can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me and is the board clear? Students, are you hearing me? Is the sound clear? Hello?
Hello?
Are you hearing me? Is the sound clear?
Yes, ma'am. I'm network problem করছে ma'am.
I don't know why I'm suffering lots of problem because of internet. Okay, since I'm recording the class and I think after completing record, it will be okay. There is no problem to see the board or to hear the video. So please consider that situation. I will provide the class recording. If you face problem, then see the class recording from the class Google Classroom and it will be helpful for you. Okay. So now I will continue my class. Those who are facing problem to see the board or to hear me because of internet connection, then please see the class recording from the Google Classroom. Okay. Now I will solve this problem. U integration of V, and we have already seen that the integration of this part is e to the power minus x square. E to the power minus x square, and here your upper and lower limit is 0 to infinity minus differentiation of u, that means differentiation of sine nx with respect to x, and it will be n cos nx, and integration of this is e to the power minus x square. There is an integration sign into dx. Okay. And since here we are considering e to the power minus x square and your upper limit is infinity, so e to the power minus infinity is equals to 0. And for the lower limit 0, for sine nx, it will be sine 0. And the values for sine 0 is also 0. What is this? Here in your upper limit, it is infinity and e to the power minus infinity is equals to 0. So for using upper limit, the answer will be 0. And for using lower limit, it is sine 0 into e to the power 0, and sine 0 is also 0. So our first part will be vanished and it will be wholly 0. So we may write down half 0 minus 0, and from here it will be minus n integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared cos nx dx. So we may write down minus n by 2 into integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared cos nx dx. Now here integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared cos nx dx. It is similar to our considered I. Okay, if you see the previous or past stage of this problem, you have seen that we have considered I is equals to this. So now we can write down I in the place of this improper integral. So it will be minus ni divided by 2. Okay, minus ni divided by 2. And on the left side, we have found that di by dn is equals to minus ni divided by 2. Now I will consider this I to the left side and it will be di by I and minus n by 2 into di. Now integrate both sides. Integrating both sides. So what will be the result? The integration of di by I. All of you know that the integration of dx by x is log x, dx by x is log, du by u is log u. So in a similar way, the integration of di by I will be log I. Okay. gi by I will be log I, and on the right side it will be minus n square by 2 into half plus, since on the left side there is a log term, we are considering the constant term will be log c. And here it can be written as log I is equals to log c into e to the power minus n square by 4, right? C into e to the power minus n square by 4, and you have completed these calculations in many times in the chapter of solving boundary value problem. We have seen these calculations for many times in the chapter of solution of boundary value problem by using sign transformation, right? So from here we have found that I is equal, concealing log term from both sides, the answer will be I is equals to c e to the power minus n square by 4. And consider this equation as equation number 2. We are considering this is our equation number 2. I is equals to this. But here c is an arbitrary constant. Here c is an arbitrary constant. So you have to find the values of this arbitrary constant c. So how can we find the values of the arbitrary constant c? Here, if you say that n is equals to 0, what is this? How can we find the values for arbitrary constant c? Here we will put that c n is equals to 0, right? And before putting n is equals to 0, you have to put the values of I. That means I is equal integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared cos nx dx. We know that I is equals to this. And from equation 2, we have found that I is equals to c into e to the power minus a square by 4, right? So we will write down integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared cos nx into dx is equals to c into e to the power minus n square by 4. Now we will put n is equals to 0 on both sides of this equation to find the arbitrary constant c. Okay. Put n is equals to 0 to find the arbitrary constant c. So if you put, then it will be 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared cos 0 into dx c into e to the power 0. And here cos 0 is equals to 1, it will be 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared into dx is equals to c. So c is equal integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared dx. So students, here there is a specific property of gamma function that integration of 0 to infinity to the power minus x squared into dx. Do you know about gamma function and the property of gamma function of this? There is a direct formula for 0 to infinity to the power minus x squared into dx. Can anyone say what is that formula? There is a direct formula for gamma function 0 to infinity to the power minus x squared dx. Do you know what is gamma function and some properties of gamma function? You have learned those in calculus, integral calculus. Can you remember?
জানতাম ম্যাডাম ভুলে গেছি
ভুলে গিয়েছেন, okay.
নো ম্যাম
Here I will directly use the result, and if we have enough time, then after completing this math, I will show you that proof, okay. Now I'm using the direct formula here, and if I get enough time, then I will show you the proof. Here 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared dx, and it has a specific result that is root over pi by 2, and it is known as a characteristics or properties of gamma function 0 to infinity e to the power minus x squared dx is equals to root over pi by 2. It's a properties of gamma function, so you can directly use this result, and if I get enough time, then I will show you the proof after completing this math. Okay, so we have found the values for c, that is root over pi by 2. Now I will use these values of c in our equation number 2. From equation 2, I is equals to c into e to the power minus n square by 4. So the values for c is root over pi by 2. So root over pi by 2 into e to the power minus n square by 4. So we have found that I is equals to root over pi by 2 e to the power minus n square by 4. Now go to the equation number 1. Now go to the equation number 1. From equation number 1, we have write down that FCN is equals to 0 to infinity e to the power minus x square cos nx dx. And you have considered this is as I, right? This is our equation number 1. It was our equation number 1. What is this? The Fourier cosine transformation is equals 0 to infinity e to the power minus x square cos nx dx. And we have considered this is equals to I. And finally, we have found the values for I is equals to this. So may we write down this as FCN is equals to root over pi by 2 e to the power minus n square by 4. Is it possible to write down this? We have considered this is equal to this by using definition. And initially, we have assumed that this is equals to I. Finally, we obtain the values for I. So is it possible to write down that the Fourier cosine transformation is equal to this? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now if you want, then I may show the properties of gamma function 0 to infinity to the power minus x square into dx is equals to root over pi by 2. Do you want to
Yes,
see
ma'am.
this? Basically, this proof, the property of this proof is not necessary or not included in this course. But if you want to see the proof, then I can show. Okay, now we will prove 0 to infinity e to the power minus x square into dx. Okay. So for proving this, since it's the property of gamma function, you should know the definition of gamma function. So basically 0 to infinity e to the power minus x to the power n minus 1 into dx is equals to gamma n. Okay. This is the definition of gamma function. This improper integral is equals to gamma n, and here the expression is e to the power minus x to the power n minus 1 dx. And gamma n here, this n is obtained from this. Okay. And for proving these properties, we will use this definition. I first consider that x square is equals to t. So differentiation 2x dx will be dt. So your dx will be 1 by 2x dt. And from here, it will be 2 root over t into dt, right? X is equals to root over t. Okay. Now change the limit. Change the limit. For this, here, this is limit for x, right? So 0 to infinity. This is a relation between x and t. When x equals to 0, t will be 0. And when x is equals to infinity, t will be infinity. Now, I will use this change. That means I will change the limit 0 to infinity, which is as similar to the previous one, and consider x square is equals to t and dx is equals to 1 by 2 root over t into dt. So the expression can be written as, so this can be written as 0 to infinity e to the power minus, we have considered x square is equals to t. So it will be e to the power minus t and dx. And we have found that dx is equals to 1 by 2 root over t dt. So it can be written 0 to infinity e to the power minus t. Take this half to this left side. And here 1 by root over t can be written as t to the power minus half into dt. Right? Is equal half 0 to infinity e to the power minus t. And here minus of can be written as half minus 1 into dt. Is it possible to write down t to the power minus half is equals to half minus 1? Is it the similar thing? T to the power minus half and t to the power half minus 1, are they similar?
Yes, ma'am.
These and these are similar, okay? Now, compare this portion with this formula. What will be the answer? 0 to infinity, 0 to infinity, e to the power minus 6, e to the power minus t, t to x to the power n minus 1, t to the power half minus 1 dt. So what will be the result for here? Here n is half, right? consider t as x, so it will be e to the power minus x, x to the power n minus 1 into dx. So here n is half, right? So using the definition of gamma function, may you write down this is equal gamma half? Have you understood? This is the definition
Yes,
of
ma'am.
gamma function and it's similar to this, and here the values for n is half. So we may write down gamma half. And there is another property of gamma function is that gamma half is equals to root over pi. I think all of the students know this property. Gamma half is equals to root over pi. So it will be root over
Yes,
pi
ma'am.
by 2. So that's the proof of this formula. Integration 0 to infinity e to the power minus x square dx is equals to root over pi by 2. But it is not necessary to show this calculation in your numerical example, okay? I just show you for your understanding how can we write down this is equal this. You can directly use this formula, root over pi by 2. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will go for the second problem, and the second one is more easier than the first one. Find the Fourier transformation of f of x is equal e to the power minus modulus x, where x belongs to minus infinity to plus infinity. And here there is a problem. We have seen that the formula for infinite Fourier sine transformation or infinite Fourier cosine transformation, the range is from 0 to infinity. But here the range is from minus infinity to plus infinity. Basically, for the range minus infinity to plus infinity, you have to use the definition for the complex form. Okay, you have to use the definition for the complex form, and the definition is, by definition, the Fourier transform we have, this is the definition, is that f of u is equal minus infinity to, you can write down f of x minus infinity to plus infinity, f of x e to the power iux dx. Okay. When your interval is from minus infinity to plus infinity, then for Fourier transform, you have to use this formula. F of u is equals to minus infinity to plus infinity f of x e to the power iux dx. That's the formula when x belongs to minus infinity to plus infinity. And from here, you have to divide this whole interval into two subinterval, because your given function f of x, your given function f of x is equal e to the power minus modulus of x. Here there is a problem. Here modulus of x. You know modulus of x is equals to plus x for x greater than 0 and minus x for x less than 0. And here the range x greater than 0 means the interval 0 to plus infinity, and x less than 0 means the interval minus infinity to 0. What is this? Your function f of x is equal e to the power minus modulus of x, and modulus of x is equals to positive x when your range is from 0 to infinity. That means x is greater than 0. And your modulus of x is equals to negative x when your range is from minus infinity to 0. That means x less than 0. Okay, your range is minus infinity to 0. That means x less than 0. So you have to divide your whole interval into two subinterval from 0 to infinity and minus infinity to 0. So the whole interval can be divided into two subinterval, minus infinity to 0 and 0 to plus infinity. F of x e to the power iux into dx. F of x e to the power iux into dx. Okay. Now consider this as equation number 1. Here, now can anyone say what will be the values for f of x for the interval minus infinity to 0? Your f of x is given like this. f of x is e to the power minus modulus of x. Can anyone say what will be the values for f of x for the subinterval minus infinity to 0? Anyone? What will be the result of f of x for the interval minus infinity to 0? Have we understood how can we write
E to the
down
power
this?
x, ma'am.
Yes. For the interval x less than 0 is e to the power x. Why? Here it is e to the power minus modulus of x. And we know that for x less than 0, modulus of x is equals to x for x greater than 0 and minus x for x less than 0. So for the interval x less than 0, it is minus x, but here there is another negative sign. That's why for x less than 0, the answer will be e to the power plus x. And for x greater than 0, it is plus x, but here there is another negative sign. So it will be e to the power minus x for x greater than 0. That's the reason. Okay. Now I will use this for values for f of x here and here. So from equation 1, we may write down f of u is equals to minus infinity to 0. F of x is equals to e to the power x, e to the power iux dx. And for the second part, it will be 0 to infinity, e to the power minus x, e to the power iux into dx. Okay. Now you have to complete this integration in a simple way. Okay. Use the UV formula to complete this integration. Here you may write down minus infinity to 0 e to the power x into 1 plus iu into dx. And for this one, you may write down e to the power minus 1 minus iu into x into dx. So it's very easy to complete this integration. Consider this as e to the power mx, and the integration of e to the power mx is equals to what? E to the power mx divided by m. Okay, use the upper and lower limit. In a similar way, e to the power minus mx, e to the power minus mx divided by minus m. Use the upper and lower limit. So from here, we found 1 by 1 plus iu into e to the power 0, right? E to the power 0 is equals to 1. So e to the power 0. And it is minus infinity. E to the power minus infinity is equals to 0. Have you understood? Use the upper limit. If you use x is equals to 0, then for upper limit it will be e to the power 0, and for minus infinity it will be e to the power minus infinity, and e to the power minus infinity is equals to 0. Now for this one it will be minus 1 by 1 minus iu. Use here, it will be e to the power minus this, and this will be replaced by infinity. So e to the power minus infinity, the values for e to the power minus infinity is equals to 0 minus e to the power 0. Okay, very simple. Now from here it will be 1 by 1 plus iu, and from here it will be plus 1 by 1 minus iu. Now take the LCM, 1 plus iu, 1 minus iu. From here 1 minus iu plus 1 plus iu. This and this will cancel each other. It will be 2 divided by 1 square plus, 1 square minus I square u square. And all of you know that the values for I square is equals to minus 1, right? I is imaginary unit, and the values for I square is equals to minus 1. So put these values, it will be 2 by 1 plus u square. Okay. So that's the answer. Which is the required Fourier transformation of f of x? Which is the required Fourier transformation of our given function f of x is equals to e to the power minus modulus of x. Here basically the calculation is very simple, and here one thing is important, that is the consideration of function f of x for the interval minus infinity to 0 and 0 to plus infinity. So students, if you have any problem to understand how can we get the values for f of x for these two sub-intervals, then you may ask. Here, this is the only thing which is different, and all of these calculations are easier. Here, for this interval minus infinity to 0 and for 0 to infinity, you have to consider f of x e to the power I ux and dx, and here f of x e to the power I ux dx. And here there is a problem for finding f of x, that is e to the power minus modulus of x. And here you know that for x greater than 0, modulus of x is plus x, but there is a negative sign. So it will be e to the power minus x for x greater than 0. And for x less than 0, modulus of x is, for x less than 0, modulus of x is minus x. And here minus x, and there is another negative sign. So it will be e to the power plus x for x less than 0. Is it okay to understood? I'm asking all of the students, have you understood the factor why we are using these two sub-intervals and the values for f of x for two sub-intervals? One is this and another is this. Is it clear? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am. In our last lecture, who mentioned about this problem? Is she present? Excuse me. Who mentioned about this problem? Is she present now? What is your name?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your problem clear? Is there any
Yes,
problem to
ma'am.
understand anything?
No, ma'am. This is clear now.
So thank you everyone. Today we are at the end of our class, and if you face some problem of internet, then see the recordings from the Google Classroom. I will provide it now. And I think after seeing the recording, there will be no problem for hearing or seeing the board, okay? And probably all of you have written your ID number on the chat box,
ma'am.
so I'm saving the attendance. And thank you everyone for your participation and cooperation. Take care everyone. Allah Hafiz. And please
Assalamualaikum, ma'am.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum, ma'am.
Alaikum Assalam. And please inform me about the schedule of your midterm exam, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And take preparation for your midterm exam. And one thing is that in your midterm exam, you will take, you have to give your exam for both sections, section A and section B. We will combinedly take your midterm exam from section A and section B, okay? Half part will be from section A and half part will be from section B.
Section A, आपने कौन?
From my part, I will give half part of your question, and from lecturer Asif Ahmed sir, he will provide you the half part of this course, okay? So please get syllabus for midterm exam from the another section. Do you know which section I belong? I also forget. Let me check. 2, 6, 7, section A. Okay. My part is included in section A. So I will give question for section A, and lecturer Asif Ahmed sir will give questions for section B. And we combinedly took a midterm exam containing marks 60. Your whole marks will be 60 since it is 4 credits. So the total marks for your midterm will be 60. 30 will be from section A and 30 will be from section B. And I am taking the part of section A. Okay. So best wishes for all of the students for your exam. Allah Hafiz.
ম্যাম আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ইসলাম, সবাই খুব ভালো থাকবেন, ভালো করে পরীক্ষার প্রিপারেশন নেবেন।
ম্যাম কোশ্চেন একটু ইজি করবেন।
আপনারা কি আমার হচ্ছে সিটি 3 কে আমারটা দিয়েছেন?
Yes, ma'am.
সিটি 3 কোশ্চেন কি কঠিন ছিল? Is it hard
No,
for
ma'am.
you? I think if I ask one of the students among you, then he or she will not be able to make such a easy question, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I always do work on the favor of students, so it's not necessary to inform me to make the question easier. Okay, I'll try to make a standard question for you as all of the students can answer it easily. Okay, but to obtain the full marks you have to work hard. Okay, if you want to get average marks, then it will be very easy for you, but if you want to get the full marks, then you have to work hard. Okay, Allah Hafiz.
I love you, ma'am.